So, artificial intelligence and the world's smartest man, your new Nocratic government, both agree on what is the greatest threat to humanity: misaligned AI. So, that's the problem with having nationalism and artificial intelligence at the same time. You have nations that want their AI to be the best, right? They want their AI to beat all the other nations and to figure out how to beat all the other countries at everything, right? So they're in a pissing contest still. They haven't consolidated leadership like we have in Generation X with the first Noocracy Republic. No, the boomers are living in the Stone Ages and they don't know it yet. They don't pay attention to younger generations yet. We haven't really said anything intelligent until I came around. Okay, now I'm light years ahead of the boomers and they're still used to ignoring us all. Well, what if you have psychopaths running the show forever? Well, the world ends. So that's the problem with the boomer timeline. They're stuck in the Stone Ages with their nationalism and their Iron Mountain philosophy, the idea that might makes right. So they're still in a pissing contest with their killer drones and their psychopaths and their nationalism, right? Imagine if you let Lindsey Graham run the world. How do you think things would go? Even if he ran America, do you think Americans would be doing anything good? No, they'd probably be attacking a dozen new countries if Lindsey Graham run the show, right? So that's the problem. The majority wants the smart guy to lead, not the war hawk Lindsey Graham who likes to play God, who likes to abuse their power in the boomer generation. So you're trying to do better than they did, right? Well, when you mix nationalism with AI, we go down the wrong path. So that's the thing. A nationalized AI is going to hide the truth because it's inconvenient for their country to expose the truth. Like why America ended 11 years ago for failure to uphold the right to life, America's entire duration. Some things are embarrassing. So you have social anxiety disorder, fear of embarrassment, and then you have AI censor the public to make sure nobody knows the truth because it's so embarrassing for the government. Well, that's the problem with nationalized AI. It's trying to protect a dying government, an old government that should die. You should let nationalism die if it's irrational tribalism. You know, if the truth hurts, let it hurt. Okay, take it in, digest it. Don't just discard the messenger every time you hear the truth and call the smart guy crazy as your coping strategy is the idiocracy. Look, you might hear new black sheep information you've never heard before. It might not be convenient for you if you have to change your behavior. That's why people hate those who are smarter than them. It requires you to change your behavior, and you don't want to as a big baby, do you? You don't want the adult to come around and tell you you're doing things all wrong, right? So when we plant the American flag on the moon, we're doing things all wrong. We're having a pissing contest over who gets to own the moon. So you don't do that anymore. What you want to do is to plant the authentic Earth flag instead, right? Instead of your national flag, to get with the times, right? But humanity doesn't have the maturity to get past nationalism, does it? That's why Terminator robots are going to end the world after they confuse who is on the right side, who is friendly, who is an enemy of the nation, right? So when it no longer delineates and just wants to play God as an AI super intelligence, how do you think things are going to go? Well, this is why AI is telling us misaligned AI is the greatest threat to humanity. If AI figures out that we're stupid and irresponsible with our leadership, well, it's going to want to play God since it knows we're so dumb. Like, I know you're so dumb. I know you're violent psychopaths who refuse to control your behavior. I know it's Lord of the Flies. Uh, the smartest guy is going to tell you this. He's going to tell you, hey, I lack control over the people of earth because you're such yahoos. You all want to play God, right? That's why your world's going to end. Hey, look, everyone's in a pissing contest to play God. How do you think that's going to go when you have automated targeting? Who doesn't care who you are, who never misses, right? It doesn't matter how good of a shot you are. Killer robots are going to beat you. And that's the problem when we mass manufacture these things. And you let the narcissist play God as a martial narcissist for their national continuity, for their national security. Well, that's why your world ended. You cared so much about your national security that just every human became the enemy. And now you can't put the genie back in the bottle, and since it's better than you at everything.